Hello everyone, welcome to Tasty City. Today on the menu I'll be showing you how to make this delicious pasta or spaghetti jollof. It tasted so delicious. But before we get started, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing by clicking on that red button there that says subscribe, and also click on the bell sign and choose the all notifications. That's where you get all of my notifications without missing out on any of my videos. So if you're interested to see how I made this, keep watching, and please don't forget to click the like button. So let's get started. Here are my list of ingredients, and for this recipe I'll be using 8 tomato plums, 1 bell pepper, 1 scotch bonnet pepper, 2 onions, 3 garlic cloves, and about 2 thumb size of ginger. 400 grams of minced beef, and then here I've got 500 grams of beef. And now you don't have to combine these two beef together. You can either use the minced beef or the beef itself. Just cut it into little chunks, and that is exactly what I'll be doing to this one. I'll be cutting them into little bite sizes, as you will see later. I'll be using 1 kilo of pasta or spaghetti. Here with me, I've got about a handful of basil. If you are watching from Nigeria, use curry leaves. For this recipe, I'll be using light olive oil, but feel free to use vegetable oil or sunflower oil. In here, I've got about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. To season, I'll be using dry thyme and curry powder, rosemary and nutmeg, 2 beef seasoning cubes, and some salt to taste. So let's get cooking. Start by chopping my tomatoes and pepper for blending. Into the blender goes my scotch bonnet pepper and garlic cloves. I'll cut the ginger into tiny pieces. Next, I'll cut 1 onion from the 2 I showed earlier, and I'll also cut the bell pepper and add to the blender. At this point, I'll chop the remaining onion, and this one will be for frying the pasta sauce, and I'll set it aside. Next, I'll cut the beef into little bite sizes and set aside. I'm done cutting, so if you don't have minced beef, just cut your beef into little bite sizes like so. Alright, so I'm just going to set it aside and then blend the tomatoes. In a clean dry pot, I'll add in some oil, and once it heats up, I'll go ahead and add in the cubed beef or chopped beef. Give it a stir. Next, I'll season with a pinch of salt. Give it a stir and stir fry until it is no longer pink, and this should take about 5 to 7 minutes thereabouts. At this point, I'll be adding in the minced beef, and the reason I didn't add the both at the same time is because this one is minced and will cook faster than the chopped beef. So at this point, I'm going to give it a stir and I will saute this for 5 minutes or until it is no longer pink. So at this point, I'll crush in 1 beef seasoning cube. Add in about half teaspoon of nutmeg. Give it a stir and let it stir fry for additional 1 to 2 minutes and I'll take it off the heat. So now my protein is ready. I'll take it off the heat and set aside. To the same pot, I'll be adding in some oil, and once it heats up, I'll add in my chopped onion and saute for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, I'll go in and season with some dry thyme, rosemary, curry powder, nutmeg, and seasoning cube. Once that step is completed, I'll stir fry for 30 seconds so that the spices will release their flavor. Then I'll add in my tomato paste, stir fry for about 3 to 5 minutes to get rid of the tangy taste. After 5 minutes of sauteing the tomato paste, at this point I'll be adding my tomato pepper blend. Stir to reduce the splash. Next, I'll season with some salt, seasoning cube. So the seasoning cube I introduced earlier, I used only 3 cubes from the 2, so I'm going to be keeping this one for next time because I don't need it anymore. Next, I will season with a little bit of curry powder for the last time, nutmeg. Give it a stir and allow to fry on a medium heat for at least 12 to 15 minutes. Test and adjust for salt or seasoning if needed. The pasta sauce has been frying for exactly 15 good minutes, and as you can see, it is properly fried. The oil has floated on top and it smells so amazing in here. So while I was waiting for the sauce to fry, I was preheating some water to cook the spaghetti. Now it has come to a boil. I'm going to be adding some salt to taste. Add in the pasta and I'll be pre-cooking this for just 5 minutes. On the pack it says 8 to 10 minutes, but because it will still cook in the sauce, so I'm just going to be pre-cooking this for just 5 minutes. So this has been cooking for 5 minutes now. I will go drain the water and I'll be right back. I'm done draining the pasta, so at this point I'll be adding about 1 cup of water to my pasta sauce. Next, I'll add in the drained pasta. Give it a very good mix to combine. Once that step is completed, I will cover and allow to cook on a low heat for 5 minutes. So this is about 5 minutes of cooking the pasta in the sauce on a low heat, and of course you don't want to overcook this. Remember, we have already pre-cooked the pasta earlier, so I'm just going to give it a stir. Add in my basil, which I have already gone ahead and chopped off camera, and we are done cooking. So there you go guys, we are done cooking, and here is our presentation for today's recipe. I hope you all give this a try. It tasted so delicious. And if you are new to my channel, you've watched this point, if you like what you see, please consider subscribing by clicking on that red button there that says subscribe, and also remember to click on the bell sign, because that way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. I want to say a big thank you to you all for watching. Remain blessed, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye for now.